Good morning. How is everybody doing today? Oh, that's great. Everyone's in a fantastic mood. Well, if you all are in a fantastic mood, that means I am in a fantastic mood. That's correct. All right, let's get started, shall we? Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So as the title of this video says, and as you may have already guessed, in essence, we're gonna rebuild the game. Hold on, sorry, let's try that again. We're gonna rebuild the game. Yes, it's gonna be a lot of work. Actually, it's not. It's gonna be quite nice. We're gonna do this differently. We're gonna code with ChatGPT. Trash trucks outside. We're gonna code with ChatGPT, and we're kind of just gonna coast. We're not even gonna think too hard today or ever again, because ChatGPT is going to do all the thinking for us. We're kind of just gonna sit around and type things on a keyboard that ChatGPT it tells us to, and by the end of it, we will have what I hope is a game. So if you're watching this on YouTube, Twitch has better quality. If you're watching this on Twitch, YouTube is more fun. Just kidding. I don't know. Oh, I just watch it on both, just in case, because you don't want to miss anything. So, firstly of all, this is what we're listening to today is Ultimate 80s Synthwave Playlist, Undercover in Paradise // royalty-free copyright safe music. Let's just give the person credit here. I like to do that because why not? You know, somebody went through the trouble of, I don't know if they actually made this music or not, or if they just reposted it. Oh, look, just credit Carl Casey at White Bat Audio when you use it. Oh, cool. And we're doing that. See, I'm crediting. I'm such a nice guy. I didn't even know that was a requirement. But thank you, Carl Casey. Carl Casey. Interesting name. Wow, look at all the songs we get in here. What's the first comment? Whoa. Okay, dude. Look how long that description box is. Oops, I'm losing control of my scroll functionality. First of all, show less. It was time for an updated compilation. Oh, Spotify. Awesome mix, 61. Symbolic, 356, 36 is great. Huh, awesome mix, 61. Symbolic. What does 61 mean? Track 61? Maybe. This has made me go through spreadsheets all day. I feel like I'm in the 80s movie montage. Cool. Well, that's going to be us. We're going to be in a 80s programming montage. Am I right? Am I right? Or am I right? Yeah, thank you. I know it could be a challenge sometimes to stay focused. Today's going to be a difficult day. First of all, I opened up ChatGPT here. You definitely know what everybody knows what ChatGPT is. I'm not even going to explain it. But in case you don't, it's generative predictive text. Wait a minute, 3.5? One moment while I fix that off screen. We want to use GPT-4. Ew. 3.5? What are we living in 2000? What is this? An AI for ants? Okay. I want to build a Rails API using test-driven development to test with RSpec. Oh wait, let's just be explicit here. Oops. There we go. Cool. So I've already done a lot of this stuff. I've already done a lot of getting everything set up and ready to go. So this is we don't really need to do any of this, but in case you're following along at home or you just want to learn the beginning process, we're going to be using ChatGPT a lot today. So we might as well just kind of get the conversation going with ChatGPT, give it the context so it knows what we're doing, so we're not just popping in out of nowhere. I like to, foreplay with the AI just to make it a little more conversational. So set up your Rails project. We actually did that. We set up a Rails API. And the -t flag skips the default test unit test files. That I did not know, and I don't think I did that. Add RSpec and other useful gems. We have, well, let's actually look at our project. Rather than guessing, this is our project. Let's open up our routes. I mean, sorry, not our routes. Let's open up our gem file. So anyway, in the development thingy here, we've got, why do we have 2 development groups? We only need 1. Looks like Spring was disabled. I'm just gonna I don't know why we have 2. Oh, this one's just development. That one's development and test. Look, they also added database cleaner and shoulda matchers. We have shoulda matchers, but we don't have database cleaner. And I can guess what that does. Interesting. Why do I have factory bought Rails here? I don't know. I'm not sure. RSpec Rails, factory bought Rails, and Faker. I did it a little bit differently. I put it in just the test group, not the development and test group. And then there was they have this database cleaner. I don't know what it does. I assume sometimes your test database can get messy. So I assume that, yeah. I just want to see exactly what it is before I install it. Okay, cool. I don't want to do that right now. So we have the necessary gems. Now we want to configure RSpec. And then write your test. Okay, let's run our test. So I kind of cheated because I wouldn't say cheated. Oh, I just started on this earlier. So I'm gonna run RSpec spec, which should run all of our tests, and they all pass. I remember I ran this command last night. I don't even remember. I don't know. Honestly, to be perfectly honest, I don't even remember like writing all these tests. But let's take a look at the good old code. Wow, my camera is very cropped on this screen. That's fine. Where am I? Where's my that's our gem file. If we kind of just let's look at the schema. Sometimes so when you're going into a new project, well, this isn't new, I built it, but I built this like months ago. So what I like to do is the first thing I do is I look at the gem file. I see what packages gems are like packages. What things are being, what tools are being, what tooling this app has, what third-party stuff it has, whatever. Then I would look at the schema. The schema is going to show me Wow, how do we have such a big schema already? How much work have I done? What? Oh. I imported the schema directly. There should be a, yep, latest.dump. So, because I want to be able to kind of backwards support the existing app, I'm building the new API around, well, I'm using the schema of the original app in here, the data. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is really what I wanted to do is have data to work with, and I didn't want to create data. So I just use the real app's data in here. So for example, if we go to the nations model, very similar to the OG nation, look at, these are all the emoji flags you could use. And then we have some validators. So we're using friendly ID. Friendly ID makes it easy to find a nation. For example, if I go to /nations here on the OG app, if we look at the Austrian Empire, look, it's /Austrian Empire. It's not some weird name, or Nation of Italy, for example, things like that. Oh wow, look at the activity here. You guys, everyone's been active. Oh, that reminds me. I'm going to post in Discord right now. Oh, and I should also post, not Twitch. Oh, wow. Imagine if I had the ability to type. What's going on here? Yes, yes, yes. Oh, Elon Musk was on a rant this morning. So bear with me. We're going to copy our links over. Twitter does not like, from what I know, Twitter does not like links in your tweets. I'll just do this guy. You too, buddy. Benny. Good. Good to see you back. Thanks. Good to be back. Okay. So that's blasted out there now. I haven't streamed in a while. Oh well. But there are some new additions to the new streams. Like, for example, you guys can now give me real-time feedback as I stream. How's this? Do you guys want to watch me stream today? See what I mean? That's incredible. So anything, any feedback, anything you guys want, I just get it right away. I know it really is. It really is something. Thank you. Thank you. Shall we get back to it? Okay. So starting from the front, we've just talked about what friendly ID does. Excuse me. We're using friendly ID on the nation's name. We're in the nation class here. So we're talking about the nation. You know, this could be like, you could use friendly ID. It's a gem, like we were talking about before with like a package. So in here, you'll see, oh, look, this is where we install friendly ID, and this is where we're using it. We set this scope thing, setting your scope in the model. What it kind of does, it's sort of like indexing or, hey, what's up, Diego? Hey, I just saw the chat, bro. I'm using my soundboard thing. This is like possibly the best thing ever. Yeah, I know. Everyone just thinks, oh yeah, you like the clapping? Well, good. I'm glad. This is a direct recording of Diego right here. Thank you. Yeah, man. The Stream Deck, the Elgato Stream Deck is a really fun and cool tool, and I'm enjoying it. So, and I had the idea from you, because I saw that you guys had one on your desk, and so I decided I have to get one. It's a game changer, honestly. Game changer for streaming. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. So, setting up the scope here for last updated. We're ordering nations by their updated timestamp and descending order. Oh yeah, dude, you should get it. You should get the one I have. Like, dude, it's so cool. Hold on, let me just show you something here. Maybe on this camera. Actually, hold up. Now I'm just showing it off. I can just press all these buttons. There we go. There. So this is what's cool about this one. So this is actually a touchscreen. And if I want to go to like this way, yeah. If I want to go to my other thing, I could just swipe and go between the pages. You could add as many pages as you want, which is pretty dope. And I even have like go live and record buttons on here. So like with the way I organize mine, actually, let me just show you the software rather than trying to like flip that around. But the point is, it's so easy to use. I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with this, but yeah, the way I have it set up, I have some scenes up here. I have this camera toggle because, as you notice, I do have two camera angles that I switch between. Record live, and then all my audio control stuff. I'm new to the streams. No, you're not. Haven't you been streaming for like years? I'm pretty sure you've been streaming a ton. I sent some sarcasm there. That's right. See, that's what happens when you lie. Everybody shames you. Oh yeah, so on this screen here, you could see, to these streams. My streams? Yeah, well, I haven't done it in months, unfortunately. I used to stream every day. We'd get like 20 viewers per stream. I think like 25 was the highest we reached. It's been a while, but it's been months. Like, it feels like almost a year. But yeah, dude, so anyway, Elgato Streamlabs, which Elgato just means cat in French. Oh, I don't know what that means. I literally code my video game. I mean, I try to. Usually, like, I get a lot done when nobody's watching the stream, but when some of my people from the Discord start watching the stream, especially the people from New Zealand. Oh my god, the New Zealanders. I'm so glad they're not here right now. It's impossible to get anything done. Like, usually I'll actually be coding stuff for the game, for the BitNations game. And then they just start messing with me the whole time. And I get nothing done. So we're going to see how far we're going to see what happens today. Like, I kind of like, I love when people watch the stream. It's great. But I also love it when they leave me alone. Like right now, I'm actually, yeah, it's behind the scenes of BitNations. Like, what's cool is sometimes a lot of I call them power users, or like top users, people who are like really into BitNations, have been playing for over a year and like have like really big nations or alliances and stuff. They come on the stream, and there's a Discord channel, so like you could hear them talk and everything on the stream. And people will give me like feature requests like right on the spot, and I'll start building it. So I think we've built a lot of things. I don't even remember what we've built together. I'd have to like go back and look. I know some of the alliance stuff, like I'm not even signed in. Some of the alliance stuff we built together. There's whatever the users want, we'll build it pretty much. It is very much like behind the scenes. Today is a crazy day because I'm rewriting the whole app. Because we're getting ready to go to mobile, take things to the next level. Users have been requesting a mobile version of the game for like a year. So we need it. And we're just at about 50,000 users right now, which is crazy to me. 50,000 users. And so when we get that on mobile, it's gonna be a game changer. But it starts with, yeah, dude, tune in anytime. Tune in anytime. To the Discord, everyone's like, yo, he's back, he's back. It's been like, I thought I took like a month off. I think it's actually been a year. And the game's still growing. The game still grows all on its own. So that's pretty dope. All right, I'm gonna get back to here now. So we talked about scope. This is oh yeah, I was going to show you guys exactly what this is. So when you go to BitNations, when you look at all the nations in the game, you'll notice that the nations that were most recently active, like New Crow FNL, active less than a minute ago, and then as we go down, 5 minutes ago, 6 minutes ago, you know, if you go back to the very last page, active 10 months ago. So that scope line here is just a quick and easy, it's the most efficient way to sort your whatever you're sorting. In this case, we're sorting nations. What features are you working on today? Oh, we're literally rebuilding the entire game today. Last night I had a bit of an epiphany on last night's stream. I was working on some code and some new features, and I realized, oh my god, the code base is so messy and so buggy. There's a major exploit that users have figured out where they can get infinite buildings and get their GDPs into like the hundreds of trillions of dollars and basically steal from other players. Yeah, pretty serious exploit. And there's other bugs in the game, and there's unfinished features, but the code base is so robust and messy and untested that the time and energy it will take for me to fix things and build new features will take more time and energy than just rebuilding the whole thing from scratch and rebuilding it correctly. The double benefit of rebuilding it from scratch is I will be using test-driven development. So the code will be tested automatically by code. So I don't have to like test every single feature, and you know, hopefully we could get a lot of the bug fixes and exploits fixed that way. But also it positions us well to launch the mobile game, because we're going to have a new API for the iOS and Android version of the game. So it's kind of two birds, one stone, and the math just kind of works out. So yeah, we're not building a feature today. We're building the whole freaking game, literally from scratch. I kind of started a little bit, like a month or so ago. So validates presence of slug. We're just validating that there is in fact a slug when the nation is created. We are validating certain attributes about the name. It has to be A through Z, capital or lowercase. And it can contain spaces, and it can only be 4 to 16 characters. That's all that this means. So the nation's name and the leader name, those validators on it, and the flag. And the flag that you choose when you create a nation, it has to include one of these flags. It can't be any other emoji. So this validator is what prevents nations from having like any emoji they want as a nation flag. And yeah, you literally, I tried to do a range. I tried to do a regex range for Unicode to select just the flag Unicodes. If you're If you're into programming, you know what that means, and it just didn't work. So I had to literally just make an array of strings that includes all the emoji flags. So that's why this big ugly block of code is there. And of course, a nation, this is the relationship here. A nation belongs to the user. And the way we are retrieving data from the API is I'm just building these methods right now. So we want to return details for a nation. That's basically this code here. When I click on a nation and we're seeing the stats of that nation, that's basically what we're seeing so far on here. Now, of course, what's on the left screen is not the code that's on the right screen. So what's on the left side of my screen here is what's live. What's on the right is what we're rewriting. And because it's an API and not a web app with the front end, we're using a program called Postman to basically test this stuff. So if I go to nation and I want to see a specific nation, in this case, Jukaya, when I send this API request, I get a response. I get the name, the leader, and the slug, and that's exactly what's here. See how that works? So that's pretty cool, and that's what we're writing. And the difference being, first of all, this is like a lot more clean than our original app, which I'm not even going to open up because you don't even want to see that. But secondly, it's tested. So using RSpec, this is code that tests the code, basically. So the way that looks like is in our RSpec files here. This is cool because here we go. Here's our nation spec. This is what like writing a test looks like. All right, this is like we write some tests and then we tell it what to check, and we say, you know, this is what you expect to receive. So for example, first we're going to define a user up here in case we need user authentication to make a request to the API. In this case, here's our test. Hold on a second here. Describe nation. Nation is valid with valid attributes. It's not valid without a name. So remember these validators here where we said, hey, look, the name of a nation has to be unique and it has to be present. You can't create a nation without a name. So this test will literally like check to make sure that's true. So if I were to like make this blank, then this nation name up here blank, and we were to run the test again, it would get a failure. Yeah. So it fails and it says, hey, you know, I expected there to be a name, but there's no name. This is like not working. And that's what testing is in code. And as you can see, it makes things a lot more, it takes a little bit more upfront work to program that way. But one thing's for sure, it makes it easier in the long term because it prevents you from breaking things as you continue to write code, which is the problem our OG untested code base has. Every time I write a feature, you know, I could be working on an alliance functionality and something in the war, something somewhere else in the app breaks. And then I have to go and fix that. And it's just running around like whack-a-mole every time I build something, trying to fix things. And so that's what testing is. Here, now that I switch that back, if I run my RSpec spec, you'll see that all the tests will pass. Beautiful. And I think we have, 18 tests? What do we have here? No, 28. So I've been doing some testing, as you can see. So these are testing the nation model of the code we have written so far. But we also have tests for alliances and trades and even the user. If you're familiar with the trade functionality, like this is basically, well, we have 5 people. Awesome. Hey guys. So for example, we create like a little fake trade here, right? The trade's going from nation 1 to nation 2. They're trading money for oil. This is the amount. And these are the you know, whether the offer was countered, accepted, or rejected, and which turn it's on. This turn thing is going to change probably. So these tests will then basically say, hey, this trade is valid with valid attributes. And the way you write that as a test is just expect the subject, which this is our subject up here, to be valid. This to be valid terminology, it's basically just looking at, if we go to our trade model, it's looking at our validators here. So look, it has to be between 0 and a billion or whatever I put here. And it has to be numerical. So as long as those two things are true, which as you can see here it is. So if I were to make this a negative number and we were to run the test, we would expect this to fail. Yeah, and there's our failure. Hey, this has to be between 0 and a billion. Amount must be greater than or equal to 0. So it tells you why it failed too, which is great. You might be like, well, why would you write things that fail on purpose? Like, that seems counterproductive, but it's not, believe it or not. So we know testing, test-driven development. Hey, yes, BitNations is back. Oh my God. Let's see if I can pronounce this name. Schweizer. Well, the first part, Schweizer. Kaisfeiser? Schweizer Kaisfeiser? Is that right? And Benny's back too. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I added some sound effects since the last time I streamed. So the production quality has skyrocketed. Production quality of the BitNation stream is through the roof, by the way. Thank you. Thanks. And also, I missed you guys. Benny Studios. Schweizer Kaisfeiser. I don't recognize your username. Were you somebody else before? Please don't tell me you're one of the Kiwis. Oh boy. Oh, you're Republic Bosnia. Oh, I remember you. Yes. How could I forget Republic of Bosnia? How could I forget? In fact, can we just pull up Republic of Bosnia right now? If I could type, dude, my typing has been all over the place today. Whoa, there's so many Bosnias. They all have the Bosnian flag. What a coincidence. Republic Bosnia. It's that one, right? Last active 6 months ago? All right. Leave. Leave. Don't come back here. Last active 6 months ago. Unbelievable. Just kidding. I was also last active 6 months ago. Your population is not very intelligent. I'm just going to be the first to say that. They're happy. Oh, so I see your strategy here. You were going for max population growth, weren't you? Yeah, a happy population that's really dumb gets that fertility rate way up. So you're probably going for maximum population. Your GDP is almost 2 trillion. Well done. I know, guys. Well, it's fine because I've been gone for a while as well, so I understand. I understand. I will not hold it against you. Back to the code for just a moment. Oh yeah, so writing test to fail on purpose seems counterintuitive, but that's actually what you want to do. And test-driven development is where you write the tests first and then you write the code next. So if I were to build a new feature, I would write, you know, hey, if we have a negative number, then we would expect, like in this trade up here, right? If the item is less than 0, like right here, then we should expect this to be not valid. And I would write this test, and then I would run it, and it would fail. And then I would have to go to my code and write the code that makes this pass, if that makes sense. So you're basically writing tests to fail, and then going to your actual code and writing the code to make the test pass. And once the test passes, that's your code. So in a perfect world, this will eliminate a lot of bugs and headaches and such. So that is why we are doing test-driven development. You know, instead of explaining it myself, I could just have said, can you explain, ChatGPT, my best friend, can you explain test-driven development in like I'm, I don't know, 12? If you say like I'm 5, it talks to you like a little baby. And it's a little too... Basically, I couldn't sing in Republic of Bosnia because I forgot my email and password. Oh. well, Spicer. Let me know if that's a problem and I can reset your password. Just let me know. But you'll have to DM me on Discord because I have to verify it's actually you. I can't just be resetting passwords. Dude, this is explaining it like I'm a doctorate. This is already so complicated. Stop. Gosh darn it, GTP chat. Explain TDD like I'm 5 in like a paragraph. God, I don't know why it went into such an extreme explanation. Oh, you did? Did I miss your DM? Oh, there you are. I see you. And you have a different name on here. Oh man, no way. I see you now. All right, I gotta do that off stream. Real quickly, I will do that while I gotta do that off the screen here. Well, that loads. Sure, imagine you have a big box of colorful building blocks and you want to build a cool little house. Test-driven development, or TDD, is like first drawing a picture of your house and deciding what each part should look like before you start building. Then you try to build just one part, like the door, and check it with your picture to see if it looks right. If it doesn't look right, you fix it with your blocks until it does. Once the door looks just like your picture, you can be happy because you know you did it right. And then you move on to the next part, like the walls. You do this for every part of your house, checking with your picture each time until your whole house is finished and looks just the way you want it to. That's a beautiful picture. If TDD was really like that. What would I add in the game? Oh god, dude, so much stuff. There's so much stuff I want to add to the game. But what we're doing right now is we're actually rebuilding the game's API to get ready for mobile. So I guess the first thing I'd like to add to the game is a full-blown mobile app. Sorry, I have to, I'm resetting your password here. And I'll DM you the new password, and then once you have it, you can just reset it to whatever you want. Hey, Republic of Bosnia, well, I have you here. Schweitzer. Can you, send me your email address? Hey, the forgot password link should work, by the way. Did you lose access to your email address? Let me do it on every single one. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that reset password. Yeah, just hit forgot password and put in your email address. If that doesn't work, also I need you to DM me your email address, because I'm looking at the email address on here and I'm a little concerned because it doesn't look like your email address. We'll come back to that. But yeah, you should get a reset link. If not, just let me know. So anyway, that's TDD, guys. Woo! Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, and that's what we're doing. So another thing I want to show you over here. But let's see if I could do this in Safari. Safari does this thing where it's like it very neatly. Okay, nations dot. Sorry, hold on. Localhost 5000. Now, if I go here, this is our actual server. So let's show you the server log here, right? If I hit this, it's like, hey, dude, there's no view, but it's just an API. So let's go to our alliances and request that JSON data. Sorry, I forgot the endpoint is actually API alliances. Boom. So this is the API at work here. So you could use Postman or you could use a browser. You can't find your email address. All right. I will circle back on this in a second here. Let me DM you something real quick, Bosnia. I don't like this. What Discord? Oh, here we are. Do. Okay, Discord got rid of all the asterisks. Once the excuse me. Once the API, the new API is done, which I'm very excited for. Sorry, why am I scary? Discord chat. So this is what we're doing. All right, let's get back to it. Hopefully Bosnia, let me know if that works. I have to be secure, Bosnia, because anybody can come on stream and screenshot, you know, a nation and be like, hey, I'm locked out of my nation, and then be like, can you reset the password? I forgot my email address. And then before you know it, somebody else is in your account. So that's why you have to tell me what the email address is as part of that process. And there's other little tricks I use too, like in the backend data, I can see certain things. But moving on, let's get back into our code here. And Bosnia, if that's not your email address, also let me know. Oh, yeah. The reason why, Bosnia, is because, the stars, like Discord cancel out the stars. There you go. It's something more like that. Do you know what email address that is? Let me know. It looks like these green files are new things. So I was doing something with logging in a user because I want to be able to test API endpoints that require the user to be logged in. And this wasn't working from what I remember last time. So I don't think I'm even calling that right now. I must not be calling that. Yeah, see, everything passes even when I comment that out. So I was trying to I was trying to write an authentication helper. So what I'm doing here is when we write our tests, for example, hey, you know, make sure the nation's valid or whatever when it's created. We might do something like if we go back to our very beginning example with our scope here for the order of nations, right? And we have this thing, or for showing details of a nation, it returns the name, leader, name, and slug, right? So our test might be like, hey, when this endpoint is hit, then, like, I haven't even written that test, but we might have something like when we go to nation/show, whatever, you know, expect nation to have name, leader, and slug, just like we saw in our return right here, right? So when we write that test, which we're going to do in a moment here, but what I want to test, what I'm trying to get to work is you can't see a nation in this example unless you're signed in as a user. And so in order for that to be tested, we have to have this authentication thing that like signs in or logs in a fake user and then makes the request. So that's where I left off last on this, from what I recall. So first things, I want to review my ChatGPT guide. Not really a guide. One thing they did with their gyms, I just want to see something here. They put RSpec factory bot and faker in development and test, and they put shoulda matches in just test. I don't think that makes a difference. Why is mine? Yeah, I don't think it has to be in development and tests. I think that's fine. Okay. Help me write a auth helper that can sign in a user. And let's test making. Yeah. Actually, let's do this. I don't even think you have to use code blocks. I'm going to. However, you might want to make it more flexible by allowing it to accept users as an argument and providing some documentation on how to use it. All right, let's see what they do. And by they, I mean ChatGPT. My boss. All right, Bosnia. Hold on a second, buddy. The nation is still there, and it has all its stats still. So my thought is you have a slightly different email address. What's the email address you just signed in with? The one that you that gave you that screen. Send me the full email address that you just signed in with, and I'll tell you if it's the same. Because I know you got 4 emails. Just send them to me, so I could just verify your account there. You could be a crafty hacker. You could be a crafty hacker. I would never know. We need proof. Isn't that right, everybody? Yes, it is. If you have ideas for sound effects you would like to hear on the stream, just let me know. Okay. Okay, thank you. Oh. Yeah, interesting. None of those emails are the same as the account. Well. Okay. But none of those emails are the email on the Bosnia account is the problem. But I think I know it's you. Yeah, but look at the URL. Look at the afterwards URL. Like, let me give you the full thingy here. Oops. God, where was that? I have so many windows open now. You know that you've provided a. Yeah. Yes, I see. So that makes me a little concerned because either I'm looking at the wrong nation or no, I'm not concerned about you. I'm concerned this is slightly bigger issue. Because maybe somebody was able to change that. (12/18, 2022). Give me a second, guys. I gotta check something here. Just doing the, very typical security check Business as usual. Don't worry. There's nothing to be concerned about. I'm concerned. I'm not concerned. Oh, okay. Yeah, don't worry. I just need to. I'm looking into something else. Don't stress out, dude. I believe you are who you say you are. Oh, that's okay. My browser just froze. Yeah, my browser. Okay. Actually, I believe there's a better way of doing this rather than using the GUI. Let's just go into the terminal. Ruby dot where something contains a string. Yeah, that's what I need. Where let's try that. User dot where. Oh, that's not working. Oh, let's get rid of that. Da, 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 da. Okay. So the good news is there was no exploit. When when the email address was not the same as your email address, I got concerned that somebody may have been able to change your email address. And I just wanted to make sure that was not the case, and that was not the case. You obviously know what that is. Yeah, I don't know why maybe your domain was that domain, dude. I don't know. But you got the name part right. You just have the domain wrong. So what do you want me to do? Do you want to use do you want to just reset your password with that email address? Okay. I mean, you'd have to be able to log into that email address. Maybe it forwards. But you got enough information right that I believe it is you. Yeah, you don't have access to that, huh? How did that email address was your account has your like email has not been updated since almost a year. So you had to have signed up with that email address. I just don't know how you don't remember that one. But you got all the other information correct, so nobody else could have guessed that, to be honest. So I'm gonna go ahead and reset the password for it manually. You'll be able to sign in, and then you could update the email address to whatever you want. And then hopefully that will suffice. Did I close that? Uh-oh. I did. All right, so I will let you know when that's done. Wow, my computer's running slow. The war problem. Vestvlenderen. I hope you fixed the war problem. Are you referring to the exploit where some users have figured out how to take multiple turns in a row and steal buildings from other players? No. Wait, what? That can happen? Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty serious exploit. It's actually, it's quite serious. It's quite serious. It will be fixed eventually. But what's more likely to happen is a whole new version of the game comes out, because we got some cool stuff on the horizon. Why this is taking so long, dude? I just I had to make sure it was you. Watch it not be you. Well, at that point, there's nothing I can do. You know? Actually, there's a lot I could do. Let's see if that worked. All right, I will DM you the information you need. No, the people are not the people surrender and then the winners get nothing but lose things. Ooh, okay. By the way, West Anderson, if you are in the stream, let me know. Why don't I just do this? All right. Okay. Sorry. Back to my Bosnia dude. This is the email address. Okay. And this is the password you're going to use. What? You do recognize the email address now, don't you? Yeah. 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 Do you still have access to that email address? That's so funny. Okay, go ahead and try to reset it. I just reset the password, so your password won't work. But go ahead and try to reset the password with if you have it. And if you don't have access to that email anymore, let me know. Here. Yeah, there you go. Just use, we're in a DM, right? Just use that password to sign in with that email address, and you can reset the password. You're very welcome. No worries. Okay. Hello. Oh. Hey, Wes Anderson. You did. So let me explain the war thing. So, frankly, guys, I'm probably going to disable war temporarily, because it does have some issues. Apparently, there's a bug I didn't know about that Wes Anderson just told me. Yeah, but there's also a pretty serious exploit that has only been exploited a couple times, but I've noticed it just kind of looking at the backend analytics. Here's the thing. We're rewriting the API so we can launch a mobile version of the game. So war is going to be totally different. The whole concept of war is going to be different. It's going to hopefully allow you to be at war with multiple nations at the same time. And the turn-basedness is going to be more real-time. So in short, long story short, Wes Flanderson, you researched too much and now half the countries are stronger than me. Oh, I see what you're saying. You accelerated quickly through the researching ranks, and so you're at the bottom of the barrel. Yes, that makes sense. But there will be some changes to the war stuff. Rather than trying to fix the system now, it'll take more time and energy to try to fix it. It'll take less time and energy to just build it new and make it real time and make it a little bit better. It's just going to take some time, but ultimately that's what we're going to do. And it's going to be a mobile version of the game, so that's going to be dope. There's going to be maps too. There's so many things. I don't want to hype you guys up too much because it's a long roadmap, but we will have maps. We will have wars with multiple nations. It will be real time. It's going to be really, really something. I'm in the digital age and I only have about 2 million population or something. Oh, wow. Yeah. So you accelerated your aging really, really quickly and your growth has to catch up. Yeah. Yeah. So that does make you quite vulnerable militarily speaking for nations that have maxed out at that age, for example. I think I'm going to disable war for a while. Yeah, I think I'm going to disable war for a little bit. I might do that later today. I might do that right now. Let's just take a look at something here. If I want to go to, first of all, let me sign in. And I will sign in with my main account. I love when I sign in after like a while, I have all these trade deals. I'm sure this is everybody. Okay, we're gonna wait. One of my trade deals was approved. Okay, I'm already distracted. Look at all these trades. Oh, these are just waiting. Oh my gosh. I didn't know you could have so many pending trade deals. You want to give me money for money? Sure. I didn't know you could. I didn't know you could even do that. For how long? A week, maybe? It might be a week. It might be a week. So if I were to look at the, if I were to go to war with somebody right here, whoa, buddy, what's going on? Basically, the way to go to war is you click on somebody and you hit declare war. I'm probably just going to hide this button. And then if we go to conflicts here, look, we have some wars going on. And we have some completed wars. So I'll probably just let these wars expire and we'll disable any new wars from being created. Probably for a week or so. Just because the issues with war, I mean, the war functionality really wasn't meant to be permanent. The version that was released, it was like an MVP. It's sort of like still in beta. It's basically a beta feature that never got out of beta. And it's still in beta. And we've learned a lot from it. And actually there's been great feedback on it. So when we build the new version of war on BitNations 3, the mobile game, we're going to take what we learned from this and make it a little bit better. And that's when the improvements will come. But for now, it's going to have to wait. As far as mobile, it's going to take a while for that. But yeah, there's a lot on the horizon. Maybe even too much, to be honest. All right, let's see. Some of these people make the silliest trades with me. But okay, I accept your offer. I don't have enough bolts. $0? Sure. You want some stones? No. Look at this UI bug. You want 10,000 stones? There you go, 1,000 stones. Sometimes I just love going through here. I don't even have 10,000 wood. Reject. 500 wheat meats? Sure. I love going through the trades. You guys give it back. You got it back? Good, nice. I'm happy for you. You want to give me one influence for sure. Okay. I don't even have that much oil, so reject. Oh yeah, that's pending. That's in his court now. Damn, I haven't even played my own game in a while. That's crazy. And no one's declared war on me? Oh, they probably have because I have no military. I still have buildings though. Damn, I haven't even played my own game. I forgot how fun this game is. Oh, my skyscraper's missing. Okay. I think I canceled those trade deals. Another West Vanderland. You want to trade with me? Oh my god, look. Oh god, now all the trades are coming in. Oh boy. Yeah, sure. There you go. 1,000 meats. Mionic. Why do I recognize this country? Benny. That's why I recognize it. I need a way to favorite nations so that I can have like the people I know in a list somewhere. Wouldn't that be great? $10 for 10 influence? No, I'm gonna counter that. $100 for 10 influence. Do you guys like the trade feature? Frankly, personally, I actually love it. And I think if we go to the Bitverse and we go to trade, we can see all the trades out there in the world. Florida man. There's a nation called Florida man. Oh, you can't click into it. You could just... That's cool. There's a lot of active trades. Interesting. Not many wars. Look at, dude, so many alliances that have 500 members now. The alliance election system was what I was working on last night, and that's when I realized, no. Let's just give this guy something because he seems cool. Foundation? I will give you... Actually, I want some bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. $10 million for 10,000 bolts. No. 1,200 bolts. You better accept or I'm going to delete your nation. Oh, these are already in review. 50 influence for 1, 2, 3. I need commas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 $5 million. 50 million says 50 influence for $5 million. Are you out of your mind? No, that's crazy. I'll tell you what, I'll give you 12 influence and let's call this 1, 2, 3, 5 million, 12 million. Oops. 12 million, $20. Hold on. 12 million. There we go. Take it or leave it. Yeah, take it or leave. Oh my god. Now all the trades are coming in. This was a mistake. It was a mistake to go down this route. Oh, you're just gonna give me oil? Am I reading this correctly? Okay. Wait, did I? Is that right? You just gave me oil for nothing? Yeah, you did. Thank you, Bosnia. That's the tax for okay, UK. You want 1,000 stone? Oh. No, sorry, that's pending. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, you got to accept that. I need to differentiate between what's waiting for you guys to do something versus me. The USSR XYZ wants 1,500 meat. Okay, sure, I'll take it. The Republic of Bosnia wants to give me $50 billion for $2. Okay, I'll take it. I mean, I can't. How could I counter that? Okay. No. Wait, did you just counter higher? Okay. Oh my god, I was not caught up on Discord. You got onto it? Awesome. So glad you got on there. West Vlanderen? Yeah, wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, $100 million? In that case, I accept. There you go. Random piano? Why not what? Sorry, I got distracted, so I just saw your chat. Oh god, look at all these things, notifications. What was your question? Why not what? Sorry. Can you use the question in a sentence? Okay, Republic of Bosnia is just giving me money. Am I seeing, or am I giving you money? I have no idea at this point. Well, we could find out right here. Oh, he gave me 100 influence. See, this one should technically be under pending, not review. So maybe that was a little bug there. Oh, I was just talking about the trade offer. Oh, wait, did I reject your trade offer? Sorry. Send it again. Send it again. I'll give it a proper review. I did not mean to do that. And Chinese Republic, if you're watching the stream, could you DM me? I don't have my DMs are so messed up on Discord. Okay. I just saw your message. You'll do it when you get back home. Fair enough. I can't make my happiness higher and I lowered taxes, brung soldiers home, etc. Hey, what's your Flemish? What's your nation's name? So I could just take a look at your nation here. So I can just take like a little look at your nation. Great Empire. $7 trillion. I don't know what to do anymore. No, what's your nation's name? We're going to help you right now. West Vlanderen. Oh, wait, did you change your... I'm so confused. You're West Vlanderen, but I swear, am I going crazy or did your name change? I guess... And random piano... Oh god, okay. Sorry, I'm getting all the names confused. So random piano Marshadow, that's Chinese Republic. I know you're Chinese. I know. I was talking about Flemish Mapper. That's West Vlanderen. Okay. And you want to? Okay. I'm catching up. Oh yeah, oh wow, your population happiness is so low. Well, yeah, dude. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Do I have your permission to open up West Vlanderen? Do I have your permission to open up your nation's details on the stream? I could on the back end here. If so, we can actually take a look at some things together. But if I don't have your permission, then I won't do it. It will just pull up publicly just some of your nation details, not your account details. Oh no, you don't want that? Is the no for no permission or is the no for something else? Because there's like a delay, so I don't know. I guess. Oh, I guess. Okay, yeah, that sounds so confident. Just kidding. Okay, yay! We get to look at a nation here. Heroku, Run Rails, C, production. Welcome everybody else. to the stream. Thank you. Thank you. We had a major influx of viewers all of a sudden. We're going to take a look at West Vlaanderen. West Vlaanderen is a medium nation of 319,000 square kilometers, currently in the digital age. It has a GDP of 451 million. Question: when you DM'd me, you said you had a GDP of 200 million. Have you doubled your GDP in the last 5 minutes? Or let me know if you did that. That's pretty amazing. Was that because of the trade deals you made? You made some good trade deals recently. At nation equals nation. I'm going to make this bigger because I'm sure it's hard for you guys to see. At nation equals nation dot find by. Whoa. At nation equals nation dot. Are you serious? What is this, 1987? Okay. Wow. I guess I have to just make it small because my terminal window is like sad. At nation dot nation sorry, at nation equals nation dot find by. Yeah. We're gonna use the slug. Belgium. Belgium. Boom. Here's your nation. Butterscotch. Butterscotch. No, I didn't check because I'm on mobile. Okay, I understand. All right. We're looking at West Vlaanderen here. So they are the 30,182nd nation to be created. That's cool. They signed up on September 9th. Cool. That's not too long ago. You have 46 influence. You're in the digital age. You've resolved all these issues. You're not in a war, which is great. You don't own an alliance, but you're in an alliance. What alliance are you in? Let's see. At nation.alliance. Oh, are you not in an alliance? I thought you were in it. You are in it. At alliance equals alliance dot end by ID 473 at alliance dot name. You're in that alliance? Okay. You got pandemic. You got the pandemic? Nice. Can I trade my 100 influence back, please? Yeah, you can. Yeah, just make a trade deal with me and I'll trade it back with you right now. No problemo. For my friends. Only for my friend. Oh my god. Okay. Hold on. You guys are so funny with the trade deals. I just get bombarded with trade deals. Okay. You want to give me, dude, obviously I'm gonna take the oil. I'm not even gonna counter that. Oh no, I can't take money. Sorry. I have to reject that outright. United Kingdom. Yeah. Make a trade deal with me for your influence back. But you better make it fair. Just kidding. Back to Wes Anderson here. Slug is Belgium. Tutorial false. Available turns 40. Yes. Last war. Your last war was October 20th. And you don't have a badge. Yes, I know you were in the world. It tells you right here. There are 354 members. Wow. Oh, look. Oh, you guys have actually assigned some roles here. And Rhinelands owns it. And Rhinelands is in the Stone Age. Interesting. So a Stone Age nation owns one of the largest alliances. That's amazing. I wonder how that's happened. Oh, the Emperor. Oh, wow. Wow, you really got a lot of things. Chinese Republic. Hey, I don't see a trade deal, Wes Anderson. How am I supposed to give you your influence back? I said I could give you influence right here. I could just code you influence, but that would cause influence inflation. Influention. So So we can't do that. Otherwise, there's going to be too much influence in the world and the whole economy is going to collapse. Just kidding. That's not how it works. But if you, I'll just do it this way. Well, let's see. How much influence do you have? 46 plus equals 1. 47. 48. Throughout the day, I'll just like trickle in some. I could just say, I could just set it to like 100. How's 50? Should we just set it to 100? No. Minus equals 1. 99. Watch me like break your nation on accident. There you go. You should have 99 influence. Yeah, go check, refresh your page. You didn't want to make a trade deal with me. You made me code you it. Oh, so your population happiness? Let's take a look at your population here. Well, your population happiness is 1, so that's not good. Let's see what buildings you have. You don't have any parks. Shame. I'm looking at your buildings right now. No parks, no museums. No wonder why everyone's miserable. How do you have no railways? Sorry, I'm not I'm not trying to judge you. How do you have no railways? I feel like railways are so fundamental. Like you get those early on in the game, right? That's okay. We're not judging. We're here to... You have 1 church and 1 temple. And no synagogues and no mosques. You have 1 theater. You, of course, have the monolith. Everyone's got to have a monolith. Should I just give you a moon base? No, that would not be fair. Actually, Chinese Republic, how do you feel about having a moon base? Chinese Republic has been suffering for such a long time because I haven't fixed this country yet. And so maybe I'll just throw him a moon base for the fun of it. For the fun of it. In fact, what's the deal with moon bases? Let's take a look at Moonbase. It costs a lot of money. It costs 100 influence and some of these things. It gives you a lot of land. Interesting. It broke from 70k to 1k. I've been suffered on a bug. I've been suffered a bug called GDP per capita. Hey, you know what? Sometimes the GDP per capita number is wrong. It's not actually broken. It's just reporting it incorrectly. No, sorry. I hope I didn't do something there. Your GDP. I believe what's going on? These are both numbers, aren't they? Oh, so I have to specify the GDP. Yeah. Also check my stats. Got everything. Which stats? Let's look at your military. You have 516 infantry units in reserve. 516 infantry, 2 tanks. You don't have any other military units. You just have infantry and some tanks. Or am I seeing this wrong? At nation.defense. No, sorry. At nation.military.defense. You don't have anything deployed. Ignore the fact that I'm using JSON-B column types. Oh, because it cut. Okay. Okay. Let's see your offense. Well, you wouldn't have an offense because you're not at war. Let's look at your technology. Oh, you have fire. So you're right at the internet, right? You haven't discovered the blockchain yet? You're looking at disks. Writing hourglass gunpowder disks. Web. You don't even have the web. I got droid and mech. Oh, dope. That's so funny. Because the attribute name is crypto. It has the word crypt in it. It filters the value. As for security reasons, even though this has nothing to do with crypt anything, it's just that happens to be the name. Yeah. Let's go back to investment here. You got some 10 farms, a city, 5 factories. Nice. Also, my statistic on population GDP broke. Would you say that? Do you mean on your dashboard? Can you DM me and screenshot me? Oh shoot, I just lost that. Can you DM me on Discord and screenshot me what you're talking about so I can see? Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, that was fun. Chinese Republic. To the person who had an issue with the population GDP statistic, I just asked them to send me a screenshot. Oh, the graph is broken. That's what it is. The graph is broken. You know, I've seen that issue before, and I honestly don't know how to fix it. Oh, look, it's broken on... Oh, no, it's not broken on mine. Let's see what console errors there are. Do a refresh here. Countdown timer, because the HTML is hidden. Sometimes the front end does work. I don't have any research. You mean there's nothing left for you to research? Oh yeah, I've researched everything. Okay. Chinese Republic. You were telling me that those are your buildings and that they disappeared because you were under attack. We're gonna fix Chinese Republic. At nation.investment. Hey, Chinese Republic, how do you have negative 29 cities? Wait, no. Negative 29? How do you have negative 29? How's that even possible? Okay. No wonder why when you keep trying to buy a city, it's not going anywhere for you, buddy. Look, 5 cities. There you go. Oh my god, my computer's being so weird. Alright, you should have 5 cities now. You have so many things, dude. How? How do you have so many? I'm looking at your screenshot. 25 colonies? Wow. I'm looking at your screenshot you sent me. Is that the before or after? Because the numbers to me look the same. 20 railways, 10 shrines. Well, actually, I can't see shrines. No way. He has negative farms too. Oh my god. No. No, he doesn't. He has positive. Or does somebody else have negative farms? Negative farms. You're in debt. You actually. It just means you've defaulted on multiple farm loans. So when you go to purchase a farm, all you're doing is paying off the debt. That's the rationale. The mental gymnastics one has to do to make that make sense. That's one way to think of it. It's a role-playing game, right? Yeah, I think, to be honest, my friends, a part of me wants to completely reset this and write a new method to disable war. I'm leaning towards disabling war right now. Oh, come on, dude. What's up? 6 soldiers, but 32 million strength. Yeah, it's probably, you probably have some military units that aren't showing up. Uh-oh. Oh, it's after. Okay. Can you send me a guess of what it was before, and I could just redo those numbers at some point? One moment, guys. I got a message request. I have to accept it manually. You said I was supposed to DM you a screenshot, but I don't know how to screenshot. Oh, I don't know what I was talking about, to be honest. Yeah, probably infantry. Trying to catch up on all the messages now. Yeah, Flemish, I'm sorry about that. I just saw your DM. Because it went to like this thing where I have to like accept it. So I did not know. Oh. I might go get another cup of coffee in a second here. Hey, you know what's cool? The viewership has been going up. Thanks for liking the video, guys. Whoa, we got more subscribers on YouTube? That's pretty dope. What I've learned is it's much easier to grow on YouTube than on Twitch. As a coding streamer, I'm sure if I was playing video games, it'd probably be a different story. 120 factories? What are you, crazy? You're crazy. 120 factories. So your GDP's what? 6 billion? 600? No, not way more than that. 600,000 trillion? And you got them through war, huh? You probably invaded a bunch of countries, stole their factories. I mean, that's how you do it. Stealing factories is probably one of the best ways to boost your GDP. Wow. 120 factories? Okay, well, look. Why don't we do this? Oh, I lost my window. And for the soldiers problem, because mechs and droid and those count as 0 soldiers, which is why some people have 0. So, oh yes, you're correct. I think I have to change that, obviously. But the only reason why they cost 0 soldiers right now is because they cost 0 population. Oh, this is... So the way the code is written is the population stat of the military unit. Population stat of the military unit, it determines how many civilians are in your military. Like basically, when you go to war, if a tank, for example, costs 3 civilian units. So when you lose a tank in war, it actually deletes that from your population. So if you have a massive military and a bunch of your military units die, you will see your population go down. I don't know if you guys do that. But the cool thing about droids and mechs is they're not humans. They're not citizens. So if you have like 100, if you have like 1 million mechs and you lose them, hey Dutch Geo, welcome, and you lose those mechs in war, your population census is unchanged because they're not people, they're robots. So that's why the adverse effect of that is when you look at your military stats, you could have something like 6 soldiers and like 3 million strength, and you might be thinking, how do I only have so I think I'm going to change that to just be a military unit count instead of a population count per military unit. Nation equals nation dot find by name Chinese Republic. At nation dot investment 120 factories. Look, that's too many factories, dude. I don't mean to be a party pooper, but I'm gonna give you 109 factories. And hey, Schweitzer, I thought I gave you your influence back. Okay, make me make a trade deal right now, and I'll give you influence. I thought I gave it to you. Yes, you're correct. Random Piano Marshadow, aka Chinese Republic. See, you're very smart. Dutch Geo, what's your nation's name? We can take a look at it if you want. Also, Schweitzer, I'm gonna boost your population happiness. I forgot to do that, but I don't know why your population is so unhappy. I don't know what you did to them, to be honest. Okay, so also Chinese Republic, you said you had 170 colonies. Okay, look, I'll give you 50 colonies. Okay, 55 colonies, and then we're calling it a day. No more free stuff, even though it was technically stolen. It was colony is singular. Let's just make sure this looks right. 109 factories, 55 colonies. You have to name the colonies after me. Boom, there you go. Boom, billionaire. I haven't played for some time though. That's fine. Says Empire. Let's take a look. Oh, you did send? There we go. Wait. Schweitzer? Is Schweit? I'm so confused. I think I'm mixing up. Yes, there you go. You should have your influence back now. Let me know if that worked. You now have 100 influence. All right. So the says Empire. I haven't. Oh, active 7 days ago. That's not that long ago. Is this you, Dutch Geo? Says Empire is a medium nation of 935,000 square kilometers, currently in the digital age. That's a good age to be in. It has a GDP of $5.32 trillion. Jesus, you have a huge GDP. How do you have such a big GDP? Suspicious. Suspicious. We're going to investigate. I think it's time Says Empire has a little economic depression. No, I'm just kidding. No, I would never do that. Okay. No problem as long as I'm not in huge debt because of the economy versus soldier number. Okay, let me know. Well, no, your economy is going to be boom right now because of the factories and colonies. At nation.investment. Oh, very modest. So you must just have a massive population. Yes, you have a maxed out population. Very well, very good, very good. Well done. I know you don't cheat, dude. And I'm not saying anything. Liberal Confederacy, digital age, 2 billion citizens. Can I look at your military? It'll be publicly on the stream. Do you care if I pull up your military? You don't spend much money on army? Yeah, I can see that because you're in the digital age with a $5 trillion GDP and only 3,661 strength. So that's like maybe a couple hundred soldiers and tanks, maybe a couple thousand. Okay, cool. Okay, wow, you have a lot of stuff going for you. You got 2 battleships, 1610 infantry, 147 tanks. 2 battleships. Battleships are expensive. And you got 122 pandemic bombs. God, dude, I'm so glad I didn't write the pandemic code yet, because you guys would, well, you'd destroy the world. You guys would destroy the entire Bitverse. If you guys were dropping pandemic, oh, good, you're welcome, Chinese Republic. If you guys were dropping pandemic bombs on each other this whole time, Oh my god. I mean, you guys would just destroy the whole game, basically. Hey, you know what's weird? I don't see pandemic bombs in here. Am I blind? Helicopters. Spearmen, bowmen, swordsmen, cavalry, trebuchet, sloop, galleon, artillery, ironclad, battleship, atomic bomb, nuke, missile, satellite, jet fighter. Dude, am I totally blind, Valings? Hey, I see 0 pandemic bombs. Oh, because I'm looking at the wrong nation. Sorry, it's so hard to follow the chat and see who's who. So, you got 300. Kaiser Schweizer has 300. Okay. So Dutch, tell me about yourself. You are a nation. Can I just pull up description? No. What else do we want to see about Dutch? We already looked at his population. Oh, let's look at his with your permission, your economy. Very cool. You don't have a war right now. You're also in the Reich, the World Reich. Can I even say that word in public? I don't know. Is it, does it mean anything? Yeah, let's not dig into that too much. Moving on. West Vlaanderen Etris. Is Etris watching the stream right now? Well, guess what? They're about to win the lottery. First of all, they're in the Stone Age. Oh, what better to get than 500 stones? Oh, you know what? No, that's not for free. Sorry, you actually owe me 2 influence. They're gonna be so confused. They're gonna be like, what? I'm gonna cancel that trade offer because it's confusing me. Etris, 500 stones and during the Stone Age. Take it or leave it, buddy. Take it. Oh, he took it. He definitely took it. Take it or leave it. Oh yeah, I know. He definitely took it. He took that thing so fast. Oh man, it's 9:30 and I'm hungry. What the heck? Hey, for people watching the stream, let's just do a little chat. Let's just chat for a second. How is the audio stuff? Do you even hear the music in the background? Do you even hear the sound effects? Yeah. This is the only sound I haven't played yet this stream. Because I haven't made any mistakes yet. Isn't that right? I'm gonna open up this. Oh, by the way, Chinese Republic, are you still on the stream right now? Because check out what I just got. I know you'll appreciate this. That's a new keyboard. Isn't that cool? It's a Roland FP60X. Chinese Republic is a piano player. So I figured you'd like that. Okay. We've gotten 0 coding done. However, I'm thinking about resetting this stuff, forgetting the election stuff, and just disabling war. Or at least look into that bug, but we'll do that later. For now, we got to get back to the API. I'm going to take a quick break, guys, since chat seems pretty slow at the moment. No offense, I'm not blaming anyone. But yeah, let me just take a quick break because I got to get some coffee and maybe a little snack. So hang out. Hello, I'm back. Congratulations, we've received 100 messages this stream. Republic of Bosnia says, how do I get a V1 player role? The answer is, I think I just have to give it to you. And I will do that right now. Boom. There you go. Done. Most sane Ozika invention. War criminal. I am. Yes, I am. I'm actually live right now. I just had to BRB. Yes, I'm live. I just got back. I had to eat a breakfast burrito and finish my laundry. I had to. I had no choice. The laundry was sitting in the washing machine and needed to be put in the dryer. And the rest is history. I should invest in cups. I don't have cups right now. Ah, that breakfast burrito was so good. It was just eggs and low carb tortilla with a little bit of La Victoria sauce. No cheese. I think I put a lot of salt in the eggs. Look at my money balance. Okay. Oh, okay. I'll check on the dashboards. Let's forget coding. Sometimes I have to code off stream because we have too much fun here, guys. And it's a good thing we have fun. Okay. Spanland. Oh, look, Spanland. In the Iron Age. Well, what do you need? What's the most valuable resource in the Iron Age? Wood? Probably food. 69 food. For obviously 1 influence. Nothing's free. Pottery? Sure. Whatever. Take the meat. West Vandalin? Yeah, sure. Take the meat. Oh, shit. I don't have enough meat. We could fix that. Name? I think it's just BitNation. Is that my name? Yep, 1926. Resource dot food equals, let's just cheat. Don't judge me. There we go. Yes, I accept. Okay. I got in debt. Oh, what? I'm home all week long and I begin to find it boring. Yeah, you know, sometimes things like being home could be boring. That's why you need BitNations in your life. Okay, Bosnia. Republic Bosnia. Is that correct? And you said you have oh my god. I'm not mad. Oh, you do have negative money. Why do you have negative money, dude? When did negative money become a thing? Were you always in the negative or did it just happen? Well, your monthly income's in the negative. Oh, this is a weird bug that I've seen before. Sometimes monthly income gets flipped to the negative. We have all the commercial class income. And frankly, I don't know. Look, I'm just going to see if I can, was that under the treasury? Is that a... Oh, that is a thing. I don't know if this is going to fix your situation. To be honest. I have a bad validator in there. But you shouldn't be in the negative now. There's a chance that when you click the next button, you will go back into the negative. That's like a weird bug that happens to some people randomly. I think it historically happens. It historically happens to people who click the next button really quickly, aka auto clickers. But I'm not saying anything. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm just saying. Historically, that's what it's been. Good question. You can't deploy helicopters. That functionality was never built. Oh, I just realized I'm not sharing my screen. So real quick, Republic Bosnia, you kind of missed it, but I just fixed your nation's treasury issues, the money. And Zozeratu, or Zozer Auto 2. Zozer Auto 2, or Zozeratu 2. Anyway, to answer your question, helicopters cannot be deployed at this time. It's just not been built, and war is going to be a slightly paused while we rewrite the new API, which will get rid of a lot of the bugs, especially the bugs and the exploits that you see in war in the game. Let's take a look at something real quick. If I go to game guide, I go to military. We don't have descriptions of the different units. But helicopters. Hey, Dutch Geo. Welcome back. Zozeratu. To answer, to kind of go into helicopters. Helicopters don't really attack. They help. They help your defense stats. So basically, the way it's supposed to work, or the way it works in like actual wars, helicopters are really good at deploying and extracting troops. So when you deploy troops on an offensive attack, you have the more helicopters you deploy, the higher chance you have of more of your troops coming home or not getting killed because of medvac type of thing. You be V1 player and get V1 roll. Oh. Republic of Bosnia. I don't even know if you're a V1 player, but I gave it to you anyway. Because you've been on here a very long time, dude. You're one of the OGs. But there are some serious OGs out there, like Benny. Where's Benny in the chats? He was on here earlier. Dude, Benny. Talk about OG player. I think Benny was here from day one. I don't know where Benny went. Oh, he is online? Yeah. He knows. Alright, thanks, but I cannot deploy atomic bombs too. Yeah, it's the same reason. The way bombs and missiles work, it's a totally different interface than deployments. You would actually just launch a cruise missile or a bomb, but it's the same thing. That hasn't been built yet, and it's going to be wrapped up in the new version of war that comes out with the new API. So there's Benny Studios. I'm still here half. You mean you're still half here? Maybe. Benny's one of the OG players. But yes, good questions. There's some bugs with war, as you probably have noticed. So as we rewrite the API, the war stuff will be updated. Actually, the long-term, kind of what's happening with war is a couple things. One, we're going to add maps, because that is like one of the most highly requested features out there, besides the bug fixes, is maps. Territorial maps. Next, war, having multiple wars at the same time. And next, real-time war. Right now it's very turn-based. There's kind of a cool thing I've been cooking up. Oh, is there cam lag? Is that on YouTube or Twitch? That's on Twitch? Oh, bummer. Because my computer is a pretty crappy computer, to be honest. There's not much I can do about that. We're gonna chat. Well, let's chat for a second, guys. Let's just have a little chat here. The other thing with war is it is going to be more real time. So tell me what you think about this. Okay. Okay, there's going to be maps in this new version of the game. So instead of war being like, I take a turn, then you take a turn, you know, like I deploy troops and then you defend or attack. It's going to be real time, but the way I'm doing the real time is it's still somewhat turn based. So let me explain what that means. I wish I had a whiteboard here. Basically, the way the new attack system works is if I want to attack you, I'm going to select the target and decide what units to deploy, right? Now, in order to make war more realistic, you know, there's this famous like quote that I'm kind of basing all war functionality on, which is logistics wins wars. In other words, like, what's the point of having a bunch of tanks if you don't have the gasoline to fuel them? What's the point of having the tanks and the gasoline if you don't have the logistics or the ability to get the gasoline to the tanks? This is something, you know, maybe many people don't really think about when it comes to war. I'm sorry your happiness went down. But it is a reality of war. So the way this game is going to work is deployment, depending on what you're deploying, cost resources and time. Whoa. So don't worry, it's not going to get harder because the game's going to adjust. So we're going to nerf some things and we're going to make some things like a little more better. But in essence, like, let's say I want to attack like a factory of yours. Well, because we have maps implemented, there's a distance between my countries where I'm deploying from and where your factory is. So the longer that distance is, the more fuel it will take for me to get my tanks there and the more time it will take. So in theory, if I wanted to like attack something really far away from me, that could take like hours for my troops to get there. Maybe even days if it's like, you know, really far away. But if I attack something much closer to me, it could take a few minutes. Like, you know what I mean? So in a sense, it's kind of turn-based in that once you do your deployment, it's there and there's a countdown timer. And then you have to wait for that to execute before doing your next move. So in theory, you know, it's kind of turn-based, but it's actually more real-time. So the idea is if there's a bunch of factories, okay, so like, let's say, you know, the way you lay out your nation is you probably have the farms around the border because those are cheap and easy to replace. But your factories are going to be closer to the center of your nation, right? Because it's going to take opponents more time to get to your factories with some more valuable buildings. So I might just launch like a series of attacks on your farms, hurt your food supply, because your farms are closer to me. It might only take me 30 minutes to reach one of your farms. So every 30 minutes, I'm attacking one of your farms, you know, until I start working my way in. On the other hand, you might just be like, hey, I'm just going to go straight for your like factories. So it might take you 4 or 5 times as long to get to my factories. You know, you pass my farms, you get to my factories, but that's like a much more brutal blow. That's a lot to take in, a lot to digest, but that's kind of the future of how war is going to work in the game. Not anymore for me. Now my happiness went down. Add Burj Khalifa as a building to buy it. I'd love to, but there's no Burj Khalifa emoji. Oh, wait, let me say that again. Sorry. Unfortunately, there's no Burj Khalifa emoji. Yeah. I know it sucks. I know. Okay. Will it be one big map or will it be different maps for different ages? Oh. I didn't think about dividing by ages. Here's the problem with maps. I spent a ton of time brainstorming this, and so I'm anxious to hear your feedback. First of all, we can't have every single nation in the entire game on a single map. I mean, we could, but you'd run into this problem where, I mean, the map would be so, it would be like infinitely massive because we have like almost 50,000 nations. Secondly, there's something called dead zones. So like maybe you're a super active player and you create your nation, and then like other nations get created around you, but then those players are not active. So now you're just in a dead zone part of the world. If you want to like trade or go to war, now suddenly you have to travel, you know, hundreds of thousands of kilometers to another active nation. Nation. No bueno. So there's such things as like dead zones in that case. So then I decided, okay, let's just put 200 nations max, 200 nations per map. So there's the mini world theory, if you will. There's mini world in the Bitverse, and there's a maximum of 200 nations per world. Well, just like you have dead zones on one large map, you could have dead worlds, meaning like most of the nations in that world go dormant and only 1 or 2 nations are really active players. So we still have to address that as well. So I got distracted. Will the war cooldown still be 12 hours? I don't know. That's totally up in the air. Maybe not. It might not be. We shall see. So to prevent dead zones and dead worlds, basically when a nation is, I haven't really solved it. I kind of forgot what my solution was, but there will be mini worlds, and there's ways to basically say, hey, I want to be in a world with this nation or that nation. And when you create your nation, you could do that. If you're porting over, if you're not a new player, you're an OG player, and you're porting over to the new system, everybody gets a choice. So right when you sign in and you're into the new BitNations, the first thing it's going to say is select the world, and that will let you choose. Like, you can kind of coordinate with your friends or whoever, and you can kind of choose what world you want to start playing in. Yes, Benny, good question. You will be able to choose worlds so you can play against friends. Yeah. Or play against enemies as well. Either way. Now, one thing that is universal is alliances. So what that means is alliances spread across all the different worlds. So you could be in the Bit Union Alliance, nations in World 1 and World 10 and World 150 could all still be in the same alliance. And that comes into play because of the new alliance functionality. That's really, really cool, but I'll get to that later. That's a discussion for another time. I just realized I always look at the wrong camera, and this entire time I was finally looking at what I thought was the right camera, and it was the wrong camera. Yes, it does remove inactive people. Nations that go inactive in a world, a couple of things can happen. Either the game's just going to be like, all right, bye, and then the next time they sign in, they just have to pick another world to go inside of. The other option is, no, that's pretty much it. There was another option, but no, the other option was that, so here's the thing. What happens? Did the nation just disappear from the map, and now that's free land up for grabs? Yeah, I think so. So yeah, to prevent the dead world, inactive players get removed from the map, and then when they sign in next time, they just have to choose another map. They could choose a brand new map with nobody in it, or they can choose a map with people in it. Premium users get to create their own worlds and can even decide who's in it. So there's some benefits to being a premium user when it comes to the worlds thing. As far as the land and resources, so basically resources are a big part of maps. Resources, one may argue, are the reasons for war in general. It's probably going to be generative land masses, but premium users can insert a seed number to have kind of pre-selected, kind of like Minecraft worlds, how there's a seed number for certain things. You can input a seed number to get a specific type of map. The other option is maybe everybody wants the map to look like our world. We'll see. That could be an option. It probably will just be a particular seed number that could do that. Any other questions on that? This is a little ways away, but we will get there. The alliance stuff is going to be really cool because working on a universal scale will be very interesting. Trying to create a scenario where you could have proxy wars and all that all the real world stuff, all the exciting stuff that alliances bring with them. But yeah, that's sort of the world. It's going to be most likely a hexagon style map. Hexagon tiles. You start on one tile, and you have to, unlike how the game works now, where you kind of naturally expand as you purchase buildings. In this case, you have to purchase hexagonal tiles. And when you build a building, you select which tile to build the building on. And so now buildings aren't related to your kilometers. It's really the literal tiles that you purchase. You could either purchase tiles, or you can take tiles in a conflict and war. Anything else I'm missing? Each tile has some stats. It tells you like what type of land it is, or whether it's water, and what resources are on it, if any. And I think that's it for the land tiles. Very simple. Oh, and obviously who owns the tile. That's like probably all the properties of a tile. And when you buy tiles, you have to buy tiles adjacent to tiles you already own. So you can't just like buy random tiles and make an island, with the exception of possibly colonies. If you purchase a colony, that's the only exception where you can place that colony on a tile somewhere else. So you can colonize. What if you could sell your colonies? Nah. Any other questions on that? I mean, we're so far away from that, but maps, the new maps and war and alliance functionality, a lot of the economics and stuff will stay the same. Oh, one other big move. So for the most part, the core components of the game are the same. GDP, taxes, budgeting, that stuff might be tweaked a little bit, but fundamentally it's the same. A major change though, with like the kind of the fundamental core application of the game that you see in the current game today. Oh my god, I totally forgot what it was. Oh, will be your population and government types. So check this out. Your population, tile attributes, that's right. Your population has its own will. So right now you have like a happiness stat and whatever, but your population has no will. It's kind of a consequence of your decisions. In this new version of the game, populations have a will. They have a political ideology, they have religious and cultural beliefs. So in other words, kind of a complication that's added to the game, because this is a nation simulation game where you have to manage your population, whether you're a dictatorship or a democracy. You could decide, hey, I want to be a republic, but your people could be like, no, we want a monarchy. So there's more conflict with what your population wants. And the way that works is through a noise graph across the tiles. So if you expand your nation slowly and you invest a lot in cultural things, or basically assimilation of population, and you grow steadily like that, your population will adapt to kind of your system of government. But if you're constantly colonizing and conquesting, you know, if you're going to war and if you're like, let's say a capitalist society and you go to war with a communist country and you absorb those tiles of land from the communist country, those tiles keep in the memory of the population what their political ideologies are, just like it keeps track of resources, who owns the tile, and then the population stats. So you could have fractions of your population have different demographics. That could change election outcomes. That could change so many things. Can you add a feature that you can unite with specific nations, that your nation then has two owners? That's interesting. So you mean so basically a shared account kind of thing? A nation can be owned by two different users. That's interesting. Explain more about that, or why maybe you want to see that in the game, because I'm curious. One thing you might find interesting, though, speaking about that, is the new alliance functionality that's coming out, which, again, a lot of things are coming out. It's going to take some time. But with the new alliance functionality, in fact, let me just show you something here. I don't believe we're on localhost, but if I take you to the alliances, there's some hints here about what's going on. If we go into an alliance, obviously you can see your members here. There's a section called laws and elections. So here's an example kind of election thing. Alliances will have these election systems in place. And so depending on the type of alliance that you've structured, okay, before I go further, this is like a huge explanation. So let me know if you guys really want to go down this path. I have a suggestion. Maybe you can add a feature for info to tell what religion the nation is. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Procedurally generated. Will the maps be made by me, or they will be procedurally generated? And there'll be seed numbers too. So if you find a map you like and you're a premium user, you could insert a seed number. I would like to have maps that resemble our world as a seed number. That's probably where I'll start. and then procedurally generate from there. I built procedurally generated maps in Unity, like a Minecraft clone, like years ago. This should be pretty easy for this two-dimensional game, but it's definitely going to be procedurally generated, both the maps, where the land and where the water is, and also like the resources and how they're distributed across the map. There's certain, you know, you have to have pros and cons to being in different parts of the world. It's not fair if like one region of the world has like oil and like all the resources and like geographically superior to others. So your population will have its own will too. That also comes down to religion. So if the population, for whatever reason, you know, if you conquer a nation where the predominant religion was Islam, for example, and you're like a Christian nation, those factions of the population are not going to be happy. So as you take over the land, or as you take over that population, you would expect your population happiness to go down because you're absorbing more people, right, into your nation, but they don't agree with maybe your current systems. So there's consequences, and it's meant to simulate kind of realistically what goes on. Now the alliance stuff is huge. I know we've talked about it before. I want to throw something up. I had some notes on that. Oh god, did I throw those away? Where were my notes on that? Yeah. All right, let me show you guys something kind of cool. Foreman start. I think it's procfile.dev. I love how I can't access my own local host. Foreman start -f procfile.dev. Yeah, that's correct. I was just on my own local host. It's not even running everything. All right, let's just wait for it to run before I get angry. I'm not gonna get angry. Oh, no, it's not because of my VPN. Okay, I think it just wasn't. Bro. It works on Safari. Of course, bro. Brave browser is so bizarre sometimes. Watch this. If I open it in a private browser, it'll probably work. But nope, in my regular browser, it doesn't. So dumb. So silly. Anyway, going back here. This is on my local host. This is a little bit different here. I would like to not be in... Ignore this going super slow and being all messed up. There's a reason why. It's very embarrassing. It's poorly written code. Just ignore how bad this is. Pretend like this isn't happening. Okay. I'm not one. All that for nothing. Dude, come on. I'm not going to restart my browser because when I restart my browser, it logs me out of everything. I just magically can't go to my own fucking local host. And the only solution is to restart my browser. That's fine. I'm just going to go ahead and log in with like a fake account here. Let me do that off screen actually. I want to show you guys and get your feedback on some of the really cool stuff. Well, yeah, about brilliant. I guess I'll use this account. Yeah. I'm just talking to myself. Nope, we don't want that there. This computer. Congratulations, Macintosh. Dude, I'm not a fan of Macintosh silicone. Every time I get an M chip from Apple, whatever computer I have, honestly, I hate to be so rude, but it's horrible. All right, this is on localhost, so this is a different version of the game than what you guys would have. Wow, it's decided to make. I guess that's what happens in Safari. All right, well that's fine. Anyway, we're gonna go to alliances and we're gonna go to BitUnion here. We're gonna ignore the horribly written code that's running right now. I don't even want to tell you what that's doing because it's so embarrassing. It's like a loop within it. It's an n+1. It's like a loop within a loop. Just to calculate the alliance GDP. All right. I don't even have the laws on here. I'm not even in the right place. I think it's actually here. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Okay, so there's this one and then there's this one. Yes. Okay. All right. Little update, guys. Alliances. So strap in because this is a how do I put this? An extremely, how do I put this? This is a lot of information I'm about to throw at you. A lot of information about to be thrown your way. And but it's we're gonna just wing it and see. So I want to talk about alliances and what is going to be in BitNations 3. I'm calling the new version, the mobile app, I'm calling it BitNations 3 because we've gone through BitNations 1, we've gone through BitNations V2. I'm sure a lot of you remember the V2 launch. That was actually awesome. That was war and all that other stuff. We're at version 2.5 right now. The next 0.5 of that is going to cost me more time and energy than just building V3 from the ground up. So we're just going to go from 2.5 to 3 with a completely new rebuilt API and a new front end. I said that many times, but I'm just saying it again to preface this. V3 is going to include the bug fixes for war, a simple map system, and an improved alliance system. And that's what I'm going to talk about right now. V3 point something is going to really be the mobile rollout. So just there's sort of a difference, but V3 is more the backbone of what's going to be the mobile app. And what's also going to change with V3 and the mobile app is the game is going to be real time. No more progress button. Well, okay, you guys love the progress button, so I might keep a button like it, but it's going to be like the elevator closed door button. It's not really going to do anything, or you're not really going to need to press it necessarily. I don't know yet, but I just know that it's going to be real time. And it's going to kind of work like a lot of other mobile games you've seen, where if you want to build a building, you say, hey, I want to build a factory. It's like, okay, the factory is going to take, an hour and 45 minutes to build. You click, okay, you click the tile, you say, but build now. And an hour and a half or whatever later, you get a notification. Your factory is done. It's going to kind of sort of work in that type of way. And your nation is going to your economy is going to kind of run automated. The only thing you really have to do on a daily basis is collect taxes. So you go into the game and then you collect taxes for the day. And so that's like your daily activity. That's like you have to log in and press the collect taxes button. Otherwise, you don't get your tax revenue for the day. So that's the incentive to go back into the app. Anyway, the point is it's going to be much more real time. You're not just spam clicking a next button. You're going to see like your GDP graph change in real time and all sorts of things like that. Very cool stuff. But I want to talk specifically at this point about the alliance upgrade. It is massive functionality. The goal with the alliance, the new alliance system, is to create more diplomacy in the game. One of the user feedback and the analytics on the game, the things you guys love is war, is big economies, war, but also diplomacy. Those are the three things. That's why you're here. Either trading, alliances, war, levying taxes, and doing basically one of the most requested features is doing more with alliances, like building moon bases and collaborating with other nations to build mega wonders. So in order to make alliances kind of more realistic and to foster this behavior of diplomacy, we're going to change the way, we're going to change the structure of alliances and open it up so that there's a plentiful amount of diplomacy to be had, so to speak. In other words, but here's one thing to keep in mind. It's all optional. You don't have to be in an alliance. You don't have to be running for elections and diplomacying. You could just be a nation, a lone wolf nation on an island somewhere in the Stone Age, away from the rest of the world. Or you could be like America and try to run the entire world. It's really up to you. So let's talk about the new alliance functionality. First of all, there's like three. Okay, so the way to think about alliances is there's a basic structure. The structure is kind of like the operating, like how does this alliance operate? And I'll kind of talk about why that's important. The second part is government. Okay, we understand fundamentally I guess instead of how it operates, more so, how is this alliance bound? That's going to make sense in a second. Like, if you think about it, there's different types of alliances. You know, you could have an alliance where it's like, hey, if somebody attacks you, I'm going to freaking attack them back. You know, I got your back no matter what. And then there's alliances where like, yeah, we're friends, but like, I'm not going to go to war for you, you know? So kind of the terms of engagement or like the underlying foundation of the alliance is going to be step one, structure. And there's three: federation, confederation, or unitary. I'm going to pause there and go into the next section. Once you decide creating the alliance, which of these three, your next step will be to decide, generally speaking, what type of government. Now, for non-premium members and by default, all alliances are democracies. And the reason is simple. It's to prevent dead alliances. A user creates an alliance, gets hundreds of members, the user decides not to play the game anymore, and now all these users who are in the alliance are kind of stuck in this alliance with no leadership. So that is why by default, alliances will be democratic, where elections are held for roles to run the alliance. Premium members, if you're paying, you can have an autocracy. You could be the one person in charge. Because the idea is if you're paying, you're playing the game. If you decide not to play the game, you're going to stop playing. And then your alliance will change automatically from autocracy to democracy. And then that alliance kind of gets surrendered over to whoever takes it. Okay. And then there's oligarchy, which is basically the same as autocracy. It also requires premium. But really, it's really autocracy or democracy we're going to kind of talk about right now. And then within democracy, there's different types of democracy, plenty of different, more than these two. But in general, if we were to just at a high level break up the types of democracy, we have direct democracy, which is like users voting for things directly. You know, hey, should we ban nukes in our alliance? If 51% of the nations vote yes, then nukes are banned. Or rather, hey, let's elect a new leader to the democracy. Okay. If he gets 51% of the vote, as an example, he's the new leader or she's the new leader. Demarchy is more, I think demarchy is like more attuned to like Athenian democracy, kind of back in the day with the ancient Greeks, which is almost like a lottery type democracy where instead of elections being held, a lottery is held, and users at random are elected to positions for a short amount of time, and then the lottery is held again. It's an interesting form, but there's different reasonings behind it. I mean, with a demarchy, for example, you kind of make it harder for special interests to take control of candidates because nobody knows who's even, anybody could be the next leader. You know, it's kind of like a lottery. Who are you going to bribe? Who are you going to give campaign contributions to when there really isn't a campaign? It's sort of just your civic duty, your civic responsibility to partake in that leadership role as if you win the lottery. So that's kind of how that works. By default, you're probably going to have some system like democracy, whatever. These roles are going to change, but there will be roles, and it just kind of breaks up different aspects of running an alliance, which you'll see is going in a very different direction. But one thing I want to go, so now that you kind of understand that, let's go back to the alliance structure: federation, confederation, unitary, and what those mean and why it's important. So first of all, we'll start with kind of, I guess you can call it the strictest form of an alliance, which is unitary. In a unitary alliance, members have to be accepted, like new members have to be accepted by the members in the alliance to join it. A unitary alliance in the real world would be like the European Union. So nations have to vote on who can join the alliance, and you can't just leave the alliance. You have to have a referendum in order to leave the alliance. So unitary is more strict. If you look down here, alliances can pass types of legislation. So, for example, if your alliance wants to limit the number of missiles, we want to limit the number of missiles to a maximum of 50. And let's say this regulation passes. It means that anyone who belongs to this alliance in a unitary structure physically cannot buy more than 50 missiles. If you try to, the game will throw you a message that says, hey, your alliance doesn't allow you to buy more than 50 missiles, so this transaction cannot be completed. You have little, I guess you could say, less autonomy and control over your own nation when you're in a unitary alliance. Okay, so that's kind of the idea there. So two things: one, getting in and out of the alliance is a democratic process, and two, the rules of the alliance are strict and automatically enforced. So if your alliance bans nukes, guess what? You can't buy nukes. If your alliance requires that you buy a church, you're in violation until you buy a church, or you can't, delete your church or whatever. That's unitary. If we kind of go a step down from unitary, a little bit less strict, that's a federation. So a federal structure is more like how the United States works. All the states within the US are part of a federal alliance, really, in a sense. So the states of the US have a federal government, and for example, states can't secede. Although that's happened in our history before, it's not legal. Like once a state is in that federal alliance, they can't really leave. Similar to unitary, except in the alliance federation structure in this game, you can leave. You just have to go through the similar process as the unitary structure. So joining and leaving an alliance is similar to unitary and federation. It requires a vote. And when it comes to legislation, the enforcement is not automatic. It is, but it is enforceable. So back to our example of missiles. If you're in a federal alliance and the law is passed, we're going to limit the number of missiles to a maximum of 50 missiles. When you are part of this alliance that's passed this law and you go to buy more than 50 missiles, you'll see an error that notifies you, hey, your alliance regulation says you can't have more than 50 missiles. But the difference compared to a unitary alliance is you're allowed to buy the missiles, but now you're in violation. So the roles, the admins of the alliance can see a roster or a list of nations that are in violations of regulations, and then they can manually enforce it. Unlike unitary, where it's automatic, it's impossible for you to even obtain the missiles. And a federal alliance, you're allowed to break the rules, but there's consequences. And so those, the alliance owners can decide, hey, they could see, hey, you're in violation. We're going to charge you a fee. They could charge you money. They could punish you financially until you fall into compliance. And if you fail to go into compliance, then they could kick you from the alliance. And you might be thinking, this is so much nuance and intricacy. Why have all this nuance and intricacy? Well, once we introduce maps and the new war functionality, like I said in the beginning, diplomacy is a huge part of this game, and that's what you guys really like. And so I want to make it less roleplay and more real gameplay. Instead of pretending there's a conflict here or having to deal with conflicts through chat where people could make things up or whatever, this is like a real actual gameplay form to bring these diplomacy things to life without having like this crazy overabundance of feature building. It's just a simple high level setting, right? Either you can't buy them, you can and you're in violation, or Confederacy, the loosest form of an alliance, which is anyone can pop in and join the alliance, anyone can leave the alliance at will, and anyone could be in violation of the rules and regulations of the alliance without consequence. In other words, the alliance members can't really do anything. You know, they might be able to see that you're in violation, but they can't do anything about it. They can't levy fines on you. They can't boot you. Or I guess they can still boot you. So that's kind of that. So the idea is like, you know, between these three types of alliance, your gameplay changes, and also with your government, your gameplay changes. Within the democracy government types for the alliances, I'm thinking about kind of opening it up substantially, and having republics or monarchs, presidential, semi-parliamentary, really like different types of government types within the alliances. So I warned you guys ahead of time. It was going to be a very long explanation, very in-depth there. But that's in essence, not in a nutshell, but in detail, that's what to expect with alliances. Is this documentation will be updated, but there's a lot more gameplay that brings the role play into actual gameplay. And all the conversations and negotiations that you guys have are all in your own Discord servers, because most alliances have their own Discord server, you know, etc. But as far as, you know, actual gameplay, a lot is instituted here. That's kind of the goal. All right, let's close this out now. Just wanted to share that as part of BitNations V3. What we really got to go do right now is finish the new API. But I think I've been streaming for a few hours now, so I'm going to take a break. I'm going to end the stream and go for a walk or something and then come back. Or I might end up working on this a bit and then coming back to the stream later. So guys, thank you for having me back. I know it's been a while since I've been on here coding and releasing features and streaming, but yeah, I'm back. I'm back for good. We're gonna get hey, I just saw your question, but why do I have to war cooldown if I don't declare war? So in other words, if war was declared on you, why is there still a cooldown? It's so that you have time to recover if you lost the war. Like, you're not just getting pummeled by war like every 5 minutes. It's not like you end one war and then like the second you're out of that war, you're in another war. That's the only reason why. Nations that get badly destroyed in a war just gives them some time to recover their nation a bit. That might change in the future, but that's the reasoning for now. Any other questions before I go? Because I'm gonna head out and right about now. No more questions. All right, guys. It's time for me to go. I know, but it was awesome being with you guys. So I'll talk to you all later. Bye.